2, 3, 4. It's good to be standing free, brothers and sisters, as we walk across the sea. It's good to be standing strong and free together, one big family. Hine matov, u'mana'im, shevet achim gam yachad, gam yachad. Hine matov, u'mana'im, shevet achim gam yachad. Lai la lai lai la lai, lai la lai lai la lai. Lie, 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 lie. It's good to be standing free, brothers and sisters, as we walked across the sea. It's good to be standing strong and free together, one big family. Hine matov u'mana'im, hine matov u'mana'im, shevet achim gam yachad, gam yachad. Hine matov u'mana'im, shevet achim gam yachad.
That was fun and bouncy. I agree. I just got to say, I'm getting ahead of myself here, but what are you going to do? I just have immense gratitude for the energy that folks have had coming into the space tonight. It's just really positive. It's really beautiful, and I'm really grateful for it. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but the news is a little depressing here and there. A little depressing. I'm going to veer away from that real quick, and I'll just say that just to be in a space where folks are glad to see each other, happy to be here, hugging each other. Somebody, I'm not going to spoil it, somebody surprised somebody to be here for a birthday that was really beautiful, just really beautiful stuff. So it's great to be here with you guys. I am not Rabbi Matt Shapira's evil twin, and I didn't lose my razor. I'm doing this on purpose. We are in the middle of a time of the Jewish calendar that is considered to be a particularly, directly at odds with what I was just saying about the good vibes, considered to be a particularly sad time of year. Starting tomorrow night, it's going to be Tisha B'Av, the 9th day of the month of Av, which is a day in which we commemorate the destruction of the temple, and we remember many of the tragedies that have befallen our people over the centuries. And so there are certain things that we do to mark that time, like, for example, not shaving, which is why we can all see why it's a good idea for me to never have a beard. Be that as it may, it might be worth asking, why do we bother? Why do I need a calendar to tell me how to feel? I got plenty of feelings on my own. I don't need a calendar to dictate to me what this part of the year should feel like. But I think part of what it does is that it lays out for us an arc of how we can move through, into, around, and out of different big feelings that every single person has. If you're paying attention at all in your life, at a certain point you're going to be sad. At a certain point you're going to be grieving. At a certain point you're going to feel broken. The question isn't if, the question is when. And since it's not an if, since we know it will happen, we then need to figure out when it happens, how are we going to work through it? And our tradition has a lot of wisdom that it teaches us about how we can hold space for those really difficult and big feelings to be fully experienced, to be fully felt and lived in without overly lingering in or wallowing in them for too long, right? After somebody passes away, in our tradition, there's the period of Shiva, which is a week long after the burial, when you are supposed to do nothing. And then after that week, you're supposed to get back up and go back to your life. Both of those things are true. We know that there is destruction in the world. We know that there is pain in the world. We see it in the world. We've seen it in our own personal lives. And so then the question is, do I avoid that? No. Do I stay in that, immersed in it forever and ever? No. I'm going to give it its space, and I'm going to really be in it and live into it. And then I'm going to know it's time to move into what's next. And it's true, after Shabbat, tomorrow night, we're going to go through that evening to evening full fast, for those of you who might want to observe it, taking the pause. And then after that, we are going to move into the next 7 weeks. We literally read what are called the Haftorot of Nechama, of consolation. We are consoled through our tradition for the next almost 2 months, moving into, sorry Laura, don't stress, the high holiday season, which is all about a new start for the new year. So that's what it is. It's about our tradition laying out for us a model for how to think about navigating the full gamut, the full palette of what we experience emotionally as people. The very end of the book that we specifically read on Tisha B'Av, on the 9th of Av, is literally the Book of Lamentations. That's what it's called. I'm not spoiling anything when I say here that it's not a particularly happy book. And the very end of the book closes on a really, really dark note. But the rabbis, the teachers of our tradition, do something really interesting. And they say that's not how you should end that book. Go back one more verse and read that verse again. And so instead of ending on this really deep, dark, depressing note, which we don't ignore, which we still read, we then go back and we read once more the verse that says, "Return us to you, God, and we will return. Renew our days as days of old." And it's this beautiful melody that I'll butcher because I can't sing, but it sounds something like, "Hashivenu Adonai elecha v'nashuva, chadesh yameinu kekedem." This beautiful, haunting lilt that is simultaneously both mourning the reality of the pain of what has transpired and holding out just a little bit of hope. Just a sense that it is possible for us to recognize that we're not going to stay in this deep darkness forever. And so my hope for me, my hope for all of us as we hold this sort of right in between Shabbat space together as a community is that we take this pause, we take this opportunity to gather here tonight to say we're able to hold whatever it is we're feeling, and that we can really live into it and hold it, and that we know we'll be able to move forward, and that's possible as individuals, and it's certainly much easier and always facilitated when we do it not alone, but together, just like we are here tonight. Shabbat Shalom, everybody. As we welcome in Shabbat, I'd like to call up our 4 birthdays to come and help us out. So Chris and Michael and Vincent and Barbara, come on up and help us light the candles.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
And as we continue to welcome in Shabbat with joy, Cantor Nate will lead us in singing, welcoming in the angels with Shalom Aleichem.
Lai, 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 la, lai, la, 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 lai, la, lai, la, 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 lai, la, lai, 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 la, 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 lai, la, lai, la, 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 lai, la, lai, la, 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 lai, la, lai, 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 lai. Shalom Aleichem, Malachi, Hasharet, Malachi. Kadosh Baruch Hu, lai 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 la 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 lai la lai la 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 lai la lai 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 la 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 lai la lai la 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 lai la lai la 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 lai la lai 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 Baruni le shalom malachi ashalom malachi Elion mi melech Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu Zeihem LeShalom Malachi HaShalom Malachi Leon Mi Melech Malchi Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu Lai 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 La Lai La 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 Lai La Lai La 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 Lai La Lai 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 La 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 Lai La Lai La 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 lai la lai la 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 lai la lai 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 ai la lai la 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 lai la lai la 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 lai la lai 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 la 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 lai la lai la 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 lai la lai la 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 lai la lai 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 lai.
It's too bad I'm not more extroverted. It would really serve me well. Every week here at Beit Tshuva, we are blessed with being able to engage in a number of spiritual practices from our tradition, one of which is the practice of tzedakah, of doing righteousness, committing righteous acts. There are lots of ways of acting righteously in the world, and one of them is by offering whatever resources that you have, your time, your skills, your wisdom, and yes, indeed, your fiscal resources as well. So if you are willing and able to give to help support our community, whether through that are flashing up right in front of you, if you are able to give to support our community, to help the life-saving work of Beit Tshuva, we're grateful for whatever you are able to give. We also get the opportunity to engage in the practice of tshuva, of repentance, return, new response. A few minutes ago, I said that this verse, the last verse that we read at the end of the book, says, renew our days as days of old. And some of you might be thinking, well, what if those old days weren't so good? Which is a good question. And some of the rabbis say about that, well, the thing is, it's not about what were you doing, but it's about the fact that each one of us has at some point in our lives gotten the opportunity for a fresh start. And so that even if things have gone south for you at some point or another, to have faith that it's possible that at least once more you'll get that fresh start. And so when we say renew our days as days of old, it's remembering, oh, I've gotten to start over before, I've gotten a second chance before, maybe this time I'll get that again. And that's actually a deeply hopeful thing. And so when we talk about tshuva, we can encourage folks to do that in a couple of different ways. If there's an amends, if there's an apology, if there's a more traditional type of tshuva that someone needs to offer, the floor will be yours in a moment. And also one of the ways that we can help prevent ourselves from slipping up is by grounding ourselves in gratitude. And so if folks have gratitude that they'd wish to share, the time is available for that as well. So if folks have tshuva to offer, the mic is yours. Or I can keep talking. We got one.
Good evening. My name is Jesse, and I'm grateful to be part of this community. So I'm here to give shuva because I broke one of the rules in the house, which is you're not supposed to sell to any of the residents anything, and I was doing that. And I also broke the trust of a lot of my peers here, a lot of the staff. I broke their trust. And I was given this great opportunity, you know, for the second time in 3 years, and I want to do everything I can to gain that trust back. So, Shabbat Shalom to everyone.
Thank you for that. I have been scolded and taken to task, and I've been told to make sure that is clear, that now is the time for, Sarah, what do you want me to say? Yeah, that's what I said. Not birthday gratitude. If you have any gratitude related to a birthday, we don't want that gratitude. Now. We want it later. We want all other types of gratitude. Sarah's so mad at me right now. Tshuva and gratitude welcome, preferably not of the birthday variety. Okay.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Ryan. I'm an alcoholic. Also a grateful member of Beit Tshuva. I didn't really know why I wanted to come up here, but yeah. Former resident up here, David Bard, would come up here and say he'd like to clean house and come up here every month. So that's my plan while I stay here, so I figured tonight was as good as any. I was just doing a journal entry, so I might as well just read that. I'm so eternally grateful to have this relationship with my higher power. He is much more to me than just words on a page or an eye in the sky. He is eternal, seated on his throne. Nothing that is or was or will, my heart's beating fast, or will be, wouldn't even begin to be possible if he hadn't commanded it to be so when he said, let there be light. And I also do have a joke. On the first day, God said, let there be light. On the second day, he created man. At a man, he created woman. And after that, both God and man have arrested since. So, that's pretty good.
Careful, man.
I guess I could end it there. So.
Hi, I'm Raven. I'm a grateful member of the community. Yesterday was another milestone. I was able to get my dental implants. They're real sore, but I'm grateful. And without this place, it wouldn't have happened, I don't think. And I'm real grateful to everybody here and for helping me get better, I guess. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Emma. I'm a grateful member of this community. I want to apologize to the PFs, to Jamie, my counselor, Bradley, Vinny, Zach. I haven't been respectful at times. I haven't been acting like the best version of myself. And I love and appreciate all of you, and I know that working here is not an easy job. You put up with a lot of people's mishigas. And, you know, I appreciate them always being there for me to talk to, and I need in the future to show them the respect they deserve. So I wanted to get up here and tell them I love them, and just that I'm really sorry.
Hi, my name is Nikki. I'm a very grateful member of this community. This is my second time here, and my time here tonight is coming to an end. I'm going to be moving home. And I just want to say I came into Beit Shuva for the first time almost a year ago in August. And when I came in, I really at that point felt like my life was over. I had nothing. I had no friends. I didn't know really what I was going to do in my life from that point on. So when I want to say thank you to Beit Shuva for giving me my life back, I really, truly mean that. I have a much bigger and more beautiful life than I ever could have imagined a year ago. And it's not a goodbye, it's a see you later. I promised everyone I'm going to be coming back here to visit all the time, and I'm really beyond grateful to Bradley, to my counselor Yesenia, and to everybody else for giving me a second chance to come back here. So thank you.
Hi, I am Christy, and I'm a grateful member of this community. Thank you. I went through the house in 2020, and so I will be taking my 6-year cake in January. Thank you. And but I haven't been coming to Shabbat, and so I wanted to thank Adam for helping me be here today. I appreciate that. And I woke up this morning, I had no idea that I was going to be here. And I came as I am, and here I am. And I took my son on a hike. He's 10. He just turned 10 on Wednesday. And whenever we go on hikes, there's like big ideas, big thoughts, big feelings. And it came up somehow in conversation about addiction. And he asked me if I was ever addicted to anything, and so I opened up to him about my actual literal addiction and explained what the drug was, and he said, "I'm glad you're okay."
I'm Rabbi Matt. I'm a grateful member of this community. I'll name 2 things. I already hogged a little gratitude at the beginning, but the first thing I'll say is I'm grateful to be in a community where people feel comfortable showing up as they are, whoever they are. That is a rare thing and a precious thing and a holy thing, and I'm deeply grateful that this community is a place like that. The second thing I'll say is I have 3 kids. My oldest, his birthday is tomorrow. He's turning 14 years old, which, as I was saying to some folks earlier, like, I remember being 14, and I remember what I was thinking about my parents when I was 14, and now I'm that guy. It's experiencing the world through the prism of your own kid's experience is a wild ride, but I will say this about him. He is definitely a teenager. And he's a really good kid. He's a really good kid, for reasons having nothing whatsoever to do with me. But he's a really good kid. He's as nice as you can expect a 14-year-old to be to his younger siblings. And he like worked at the day camp at the synagogue this year, and the younger kids look up to him. And he's figured the school thing out a bit. And so, very grateful for Jonah. So. Thanks for letting me share. Happy birthday, Jonah. We got some good vibes going, and we are going to keep that energy rolling as we welcome in Shabbat further with Mies More Shir.
מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני, וזמר לשמך עליון, וזמר לשמך עליון. מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני, וזמר לשמך עליון, וזמר לשמך עליון. להגיד בבוקר חסדך ואמונך בלילות, עלי עשור ועלי נבל, עלי היגיון בחינוך. מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני, וזמר לשמך עליון, וזמר לשמך עליון. להגיד בבוקר חסדך ואמונך בלילות, עלי עצור ועלי נבל, עלי היגיון בחינוך. וזמר לשמך עליון, וזמר לשמך עליון.
All right. All right. And we are blessed this evening to be welcoming in six new community members. So to help us welcome Vincent and Barbara, please come on up. And our new residents as well, Augustine, Anthony, Ryan, Elaine, Junior, and Cecilia. Please come on up as well. I keep wanting to say Vinny, but it says Vincent. We're in front of people. Yeah, so birthdays go to Cantor.
Over here, Barbara.
Birthdays go. Barbara, you've done this enough times. Come on.
All right, our birthdays are going to lead us in some responsive reading on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
May the door of this house be wide enough to receive all who hunger for love, all who are lonely for fellowship.
May it welcome all who have cares to unburden, thanks to express, hopes to nurture.
May this door of this house be narrow enough to shut out pettiness and pride, envy and enmity.
May its threshold be no stumbling block to young or straying feet.
May this house be too high to admit complacency, selfishness, and harshness.
Everyone together, may this house be for all who enter the doorway to a richer and more meaningful life. Amen. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to introduce ourselves. First name will be sufficient. We want to keep your anonymity. And then we're going to say a blessing together, and then Rabbi Matt's going to give you some inspiration before we leave the bima. So, community, this is
Elaine.
Baruch haba b'shem Adonai. May you who have come be blessed in the name of the source of life.
Nalech. Beor. B'shem Adonai.
Let us walk together in the light of the divine one. All right, everyone, this is
Augustine.
Augustine. Baruch haba b'shem Adonai. May you who have come be blessed in the name of the source of life.
Nalek Bior B'Shem Adonai.
Let us walk together in the light of the divine one. All right, community, this is
Sisi.
Baruch haba b'shem Adonai. May you who have come be blessed in the name of the source of life.
Nelech Bior B'Shem Adonai.
Let us walk together in the light of the divine one. Welcome, Cece. All right, community, this is
Anthony.
Baruch haba b'shem Adonai. May you who have come be blessed in the name of the source of life.
Nalek Bar Basham Adani.
Let us walk together in the light of the divine one. All right, everyone, this is
Junior.
Junior. Baruch haba b'shem Adonai. May you who have come be blessed in the name of the source of life.
Nelek Beor B'Shem Adonai.
Let us walk together in the light of the divine one. All right, everyone, this is
Ryan.
Baruch haba b'shem Adonai. May you who have come be blessed in the name of the source of life.
Nalek Bayor Bisham Adani.
Let us walk together in the light of the divine one. All right, hang tight.
Hang tight. First, I just want to say that this is beautiful. This is a beautifully full bima. So, again, congrats to the birthdays. It's wonderful to celebrate multiple birthdays, and it's wonderful to celebrate new folks coming in, joining our community to walk this path of recovery together. That's amazing. Candidate said, I'm going to give words of wisdom. They're not my words of wisdom. They're from Eric, the Uber driver. So I caught an Uber on the way over here today. And Eric was parked waiting for me to, get in, as Uber drivers generally do. And I was taking my time. I was finishing a bareka. I had schmutz on my hands. And this person was like leaning on the horn. Could have gone around. Leaning on the horn. Wouldn't stop. Finish my bareka, I get in, start driving, and Eric very calmly just goes, that person's gonna have to learn the same lesson over and over again until they figure it out. It's like, yeah, Eric, you know what's up, man. Eric knows what's up. There's this idea in our tradition, I don't know if Eric knew he was quoting Musar, but he was. There's this idea in our tradition that our life is a curriculum, that each one of us has certain things to learn in this world. And what you have to learn is different than what you have to learn is different than what you have to learn. Everybody's just a little bit different. And we're each going to bump up against things that are going to challenge us and push us to learn the things that we need to learn until we really figure them out. Each of you probably knows at least a little bit what some of those things are. And the joy and the blessing of being a part of a community like this is that everybody's doing some of that work together. And so the invitation is for you to come in and to join this community and to start doing that work, to really take it on. What haven't you yet figured out how to do? What's underneath all that? What gets in the way of you living the kind of life that you and only you can live and that you really want to be living? That's what this place is all about. And in this moment in time right now, that might sound like a lot to take on, and when it starts feeling like too much, there's only one thing we ask you to do, and that is to hold on. You don't need to jump. That's the cultiest thing we do. I promise that's it. I promise that's it. There's still other culty stuff, but that's the cultiest. It's the cultiest. Culty stuff is mostly over. Mostly. We ask you to hold on. Because what you have here next to you is you got 4 folks who have been holding on and who have been figuring out. And I say that in the ongoing tense, right? Nobody fully gets there. It's a process. But you got 4 folks next to you, and you got a community full of people who are working on figuring that out too. And the other thing that I just want to highlight is I think it's important to remember as well that wisdom can be found everywhere. I love books. My office is full of books. It's great. But the smartest thing I heard today was the guy who just happened to be giving me a ride over here, right? And when we stay open to the wisdom that's all around us while we get more deeply in touch with the unique spiritual challenges that each of us faces with the courage to figure it out, my friends, if you do that work, I'm exceedingly confident that next year, right around this time, we will have the joy and blessing of trying to figure out how we're going to fit 10 birthdays on this stage, along with a bunch of new residents as well. So welcome. We're so grateful you're here. Shabbat Shalom. Just as we are so glad to celebrate the possibilities of healing and the realities of healing in our community, we also know that there are those in our community who are ill and who are in need of recovery, of further healing themselves, those who are sick of body, sick of spirit. And so we say, God who blessed our ancestors, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Sarah, Becca, Rachel, and Leah, please grant healing too. Please put out the names. God, we ask that you heal them quickly and fully, and we ask that you do so right now, and we say together, Amen.
Mi shebirach Avoteinu Avraham Yitzhak v'Yakov Sarah Rivka Rachel v'Leah Hu yivarech v'yirapeh et hachulim Elna Rifana la Elna Rifana la Elna Rifana la Elna Rifana la Mi shebirach Avoteinu Avraham Yitzhak v'Yakov Sarah Rivka Rachel v'Leah Hu yivarech v'yirapeh et hachulim.
When we think about Shabbat, we don't think about it as just something in the abstract. We try to think about it as an embodied part of our physical experience. We drink grape juice, we eat challah, we gather together. And the rabbis did that so much, they didn't just think about Shabbat as an abstract idea. They thought about Shabbat as a person, as the Shabbat bride. And just as excited as people would get to welcome in a bride when she would come in for her wedding, that's how excited the ancient mystical rabbis would think about welcoming Shabbat in. And so whatever you've been going through this week, whatever you've got going on, now is the moment to say, this is my break, this is my pause, I made it through the week, I get this time, as we joyously welcome in Shabbat with Lecha Dodi. Shabbat bride.
Bori v'shalom ateret bala gam besimcha u'betzola toh kemonei am segola boi chala lecha dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekabela lecha dodi likrat kala
Before you sit down, we're so glad Shabbat is, I got 2/3 of them, Canner. We're so glad Shabbat is here. We remain standing for just one more moment with the Baruchu. See? I didn't let him sit, Canner. I did a good job. Perfect. I didn't let you catch your breath, but I didn't let him do it. Yeah.
Yai la lai 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 lai. Yai la lai 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 lai. Yai la lai 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 lai. Ya Elai, lai, 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 lai. Ya Elai, lai, lai, lai. Ya Elai, lai, lai, lai. Ya Elai, lai, 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 lai. Baruchu et Adonai Amivorach. Baruch Adonai Amivorach, Amivorach Leolam Va'ed. Hamivorach, Hamivorach, Leolam Va'ed.
You may be seated. In a moment, we're going to say the Shema. And the Shema, the paragraph right after it is a paragraph where we talk about how we should have love for God and how we should embody that love. But what I want to do is flip that around, and oftentimes in the weekday liturgy, we hear before the Shema about how we are loved. There's a deep love for each one of us in the world. So just for a brief meditation, and you can close your eyes if you like and keep them closed through the Shema, or you can just settle into your seat for a second. I want you to try to call to mind a moment from the past week, right? Shabbat wraps up the week. A moment from the past week that you felt really joyous. Could have been watching a goofy show with a friend, walk with a significant other, reading a book by yourself. I love that, right? Whatever it was. A moment from the past week that was really just joyous. Where were you? Call it to mind as vividly as you can. The room warm or hot, cold? Sitting up, lying down? Just what did it feel like? And as you really call that moment to mind, to try to see it not just as something that happened, but as a gift. That moment was a gift. And that moment was a gift of deep love from something much bigger than you or me or any of us. And to just picture that moment and to hold it close to your heart and to know really deeply that even as the world swirls around us sometimes, you can always access that moment of joy. And because of that, you can always access that love that's always there for you, no matter what. And as you continue to hold on to that moment, I'll invite you to cover your eyes as Canon 8 leads us in the Shema together.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Ve'avta et Adonai Elohecha, b'chol levavecha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'odecha, ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha, ve'shinantam levanecha, v'dibarta bam b'shivtecha b'veitecha u'v'lechtecha b'derech u'shukbecha u'v'kumecha u'shartam le'od ayadecha ve'hayu letotafot b'neinecha u'chtavtam al mezuzot ubeitecha uvisharecha.
I don't want to brag. Okay, maybe I do a little bit. Kind of a big deal. Somebody talking on the Bima right now had an article published in the Jewish Journal yesterday. Pulitzer incoming. It was just an idea. It was motivated by the Superman movie, you guys. It wasn't that deep. But I wrote this article, and it felt good. You know, it felt good to see it out there. And I want to share it with you because I think it's an interesting idea. But I think there's a dimension to it that's particularly relevant in a recovery context that I think is ripe and important to explore here together. So, saw the new Superman movie. I liked it. It's my hot take. Minor spoilers for Superman in the next 30 seconds. So, he's a superhero, guys. He's probably going to be okay. In the movie, Superman, Clark Kent, Krypton, et cetera, red underwear, you know the deal. He's a refugee from planet Krypton, and he has this video message from his parents, right, that tell him like who he is and where he came from. And in this version of the movie, he hears like a part of the transmission, and they tell him that he was sent to Earth to be a beacon of hope. That's his whole thing. He's sent to Earth to be a beacon of hope. But part of the transmission is garbled. You can't really get what they're saying. This is the spoiler alert part. Not really. At a certain point in the movie, the transmission gets like ungarbled, and it turns out, in kind of a mind whatever, that his parents are telling him you should be a beacon of hope and go to the planet Earth and like make super soldiers of yourself with all the Earth women. I'm not making this up. This is true. This is really in the movie. It's not like a weird fanfic thing. It's real. And it messes him up, right? Because his whole life he's been walking around like, I'm here to be a beacon of hope. And then it turns out his parents were all along telling him like, go and like, take over, buddy, go get him, right? And so he doesn't know what to do. And it sounds goofy, it's a little goofy, but it is interesting to think about it in the regard that I think each one of us, at a certain point, has the assumptions and narratives that we hold about the world upended. And when our sense of who I am, right, when my sense of myself in the world, when our sense of who we are in the world gets shaken up or completely flipped upside down, the question is, okay, what now? How do I respond? And again, without getting too deeply into it, as someone who grew up in Highland Park, Illinois, a suburb of Chicago so Jewish that they offered Hebrew at my public high school. True story. That's why I don't know Spanish. There's probably a lot of reasons I don't know Spanish, but I grew up like at the end of history in the 1990s in a place where it was exceedingly easy to be a Jew. And the past 2 years have kind of knocked me for a loop, folks. I'm not going to lie, right? It's been tough. Is it safe to visibly be a Jew in Los Angeles? Is it safe to be a Jew in the United States of America? Is the future of Israel going to be okay? These are real questions that were not even questions in my mind when I was growing up. It's been messing with me a bit. It's real. And so I'm really trying to figure out what do I do about that? How do I work through that? There's this idea from a theologian called Neil Gilman from last century, from the 1900s. It's the last century now. He wrote a lot about myth, and he didn't talk about myth as being just like stories that are made up. He talked about myths as the stories that we tell that give our lives meaning. And he talked about the plasticity of myth. The plasticity of myth. So if it's a solid narrative that gives you meaning, a sense of purpose and values, it's possible to take it and intentionally sculpt it over time, so that that story still maintains the same core, but it shifts and evolves over time to meet the needs of the moment that you're in. Case in point, we're starting the last book of the Torah this week, book of Deuteronomy, Devarim, and the whole book is one long monologue from Moses. One long monologue. And if you read it with any degree of attention, and you know the 4 books that came before it, you'll see that it's not lining up. Stuff that Moses describes in one part of the book is very different than it transpired just, 80 or so chapters beforehand. Now, it's possible that Moses had been wandering out through the desert a little too long and he got a little confused. It's possible, right? But I would say it's just as possible that it's very different to be leading a people wandering through the desert to giving them a speech as they're about to enter into the next phase of who they are as a people. And so you take that story and you shift it a little bit. You shape the narrative so that you find a way to cultivate meaning and a sense of purpose and values to meet the moment that you're in. When you think about the process of recovery, there are certain stories that a person might tell about who they are. I can't get sober. I always screw this up. Too far gone down the line. Not able to even walk past the casino without going in. Everybody's got a story. Everybody's got a story they tell themselves, probably more than one. And the question is that story keeping you stuck, or is that story helping you go where you want to go? And sooner or later, life will intervene. And if the story hasn't really been working well, things are going to probably go upside down. And then the question is, am I going to keep trying to hold on to the story that hasn't been working? Am I going to throw up my hands and give up completely? Or am I going to do the real and hard and still possible work of saying, this is the story I've been telling, and it's possible to take the facts of my life and to shape them to tell a slightly different story moving forward. Not ignoring the facts. Not shutting my eyes and ears against the reality of what the world's been telling me. But saying the way I've been putting this together hasn't been working, and I'm going to try doing it a little bit differently. I haven't been able to stay sober yet, but I'm figuring it out now. It's really hard for me to walk past a casino without going in, which is why I make sure that I'm on the phone with somebody who I know loves me every time I'm right, whatever it is. Y'all got professionals here. I don't need to do that for you, right? But the point of it is, we each have that opportunity and that ability to be able to look at our lives, to figure out what's that story I've been telling, to ask the question, is this working? And if the answer is yes, great, keep it up. But if the answer is no, or I'm not sure, to then say, what's been working about this story? What hasn't been working or what hasn't yet been working? And how do I make sure to keep on to the core essential stuff that's essential to who I am as a person and to my identity, while also saying, how can I move this around a little bit so that this is a story that is honest, is real, and is also helping me get to where I want to go? I won't say anything else about the movie other than I liked it, and if you see it, we're going to talk about it, right? But I will say, for me, this framework has been helpful for me in thinking through some of the parts that have been feeling naughty, right? Not naughty, naughty, K-N-O-T-T-Y, about the past couple of years, right? It's been helpful for me. And so what I would invite you to think about is, what's that story I've been telling about who I am? Does that story reflect the reality of who I want to be? And how can I make sure to be just like Moses modeled for us all those centuries ago, just like we see in our community people who are doing it today? It's possible to find a way to take that story, to transform it, and to have it anchor us in who we want to be moving forward. Shabbat Shalom, everybody. You guys should introduce this song. You guys should introduce this song.
Okay. I mean,
I can connect. You want me to do it?
Yeah, go for it.
Oh, you know what? I thought I was like, well,
We're gonna let this song speak for.
oh, we're gonna let the song. All right. That's Canaanite saying I've been talking.
No. I gave you full liberty to say whatever you wanted to there. All right. Well, people go through changes here, and this song is relevant because of, times this last week. So, all right, here we go. Let's do it. 1, 2, 3, 4. I feel unhappy. I feel so sad. I've lost the best friend that I ever had. She was my woman, and I love her so. But it's too late now. I've let her go. I'm going through changes. I'm going through changes in my life. Ooh. Oh, baby. Oh, now. We shared the years, and we shared each day in love together. We found a way, but soon the world had its evil ways. My heart was blinded, love went astray. I'm going through changes. I'm going through changes in my life. Ooh, and it hurts so bad. Ooh, na. It took so long to realize, last goodbye. Now all my days are filled with tears. Wish I could go back and change these years. I'm going through changes. I'm going through changes in my life, in my life. It's gotta be a change. These little changes in my life. Oh, and it hurts so bad. It hurts so bad.
It was really lovely. Beautiful song, beautiful tribute. Thank you guys. And we can express gratitude for the changes that we experience and we see other people in our lives experience. So I'm going to follow directions this time. What I have been told is that now is the birthday gratitude time, right? Now it's birthday gratitude time. We got 4 birthdays tonight. Look at that. We got Christopher, we got Michael, we got Vincent, we got Barbara. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Celebrating over 30 years of sobriety in the house tonight, folks. Amazing stuff. If you have gratitude that you would like to offer to or for one of our birthdays, Sarah rules with an iron fist. And she says that you get 1 minute, right, Sarah? 1 minute. 1 minute, maximally, to offer your gratitude. Any and all good gratitude can be given in a minute or less. So if you have gratitude for one of our birthdays, come on up, share that gratitude, show those folks some love. Great to share it together. Let's do it.
Hi, I'm Jesse. I'm a grateful member of this community. I have deep love for so many of the birthdays here. I mean, let's go through the list. Chrissy boy, Chrissy baby boy, I'm so proud of you. Oh my, the way I've seen you grow and change through this year, it's incredible. You know, going from just a punk resident to quite a good intern to a very good friend is amazing. Barbara, Babs, you let me get away with so much. The energy here will never be the same without you, and I'm so happy. I can't believe 25 years feels like a made-up number. It's unbelievable. Vinny, I'm honestly without words. I love you so much. Like there's really nothing more I could say. In my entire time here, you're one of the people I've seen change the most. And you've become a pillar that keeps the roof from caving in every day. And I'm so proud of you. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Cameron. I'm a grateful member of this community. Short and sweet. Barbara, it was a pleasure getting to know you before you left. I have a piece of Barbara memorabilia on my desk. I love you, and I'm really grateful to have got to experience the Barbara legend. Real quick, Christopher and Michael, one of my favorite things about being here constantly is getting to watch guys, people, humans come in here and stay, and then stay sober and get a year. Like, you're both incredible humans, and it's been an honor watching you. And Christopher, I love you so much, man. I don't know why, but there's something about you, like I just instantly loved you, and I'm so happy you're here. Vinny, you know, when I first got here, a resident said you should probably have Vinny as your counselor. I feel like you guys have a lot in common. And I got Leah, and that was great. But that resident was right. I watched you over the last couple years, and I got to know you, and you've become such a mentor and a friend and a brother. and I'm a better sponsor because of how you sponsor me, and I'm eternally grateful to you, so thank you.
Hi, my name is Natasha, and I'm a grateful member of this community. I want to say happy birthday to all the birthdays. Barbara, I want to tell you I appreciate you I went through the house in 2012, and I don't know where you are, but I want you to know I appreciate you. There you are. And Vinny, I'm up here for you, big guy. I went through the house in 2012 with Vinny, and let me tell you, he saved souls, you guys. He pulled me out of the ocean. We used to do the therapy in the morning, surf therapy. I almost died that day. Him and Ari pulled me out, and I knew that day that he saved souls. Vinny, you're amazing. I'm so happy to say happy birthday to you. Anyways, that's it, guys. Thanks.
Hi, guys. My name is Harmon. I'm a grateful member of this community. I got so much gratitude for all these people. I want to start off with Barbara, the foundation of this place. So many people put in so much tireless work that doesn't get seen. I'm really grateful for that. Also, Vinny, you're like the big man on campus, man. You're like that big brother that everybody looks up to here. I'm really grateful for you, all the work you put in. Christopher, man, you're like one of the most hilarious people I've ever met. Like anytime I'm having a tough day, I can always come to you. You tell me good jokes or just have good energy. I'm really grateful for that. But most of all, I'm really grateful for my boy Mike Shields. I got to have him as my roommate, and I'll never forget when the first day that he came in, we sat down and had a deep conversation. We were doing like acupuncture here in the sanctuary, and he was like, "Man, you're into that healthy stuff, man? Like I'm kind of down for that." So he just opened up his heart to me, and he opened up his home to me, and he showed me love that I didn't even think I deserved. And I'm really grateful for him and his family. And you're always there for me, brother. You're just a hardworking person. You show up to meetings. You do the things. You wake up early for work. You come home, work late at night. And I'm just grateful for every day you've been there for me. Thank you, brother.
What's up, everybody? My name is Eric, and I am a grateful member of this community.
I'm Allison. I'm a grateful member of this community.
And I'm Heath. I'm a grateful member of this community.
Congratulations to all you guys that are taking cakes. It's such a special time, especially the first year. It's amazing. Congratulations, Mike. Congratulations, Chris. I'm super proud of you. Barbara, I miss you a lot. You know, you added so much to this place. You know, not that we've lost, but you had a little extra, the extra seasoning on it, you know. And then Vinny. We work for Vinny. He listens to all our shit, and he's amazing. He's a special, special guy. I come at him with some crazy stuff, and we laugh about it. And then we fix the problem, and we move on to the next problem. And these are the people that always help me. You know, I'm so proud to be up here with them, too. I love them. I love you, Vinny. I love everybody. I appreciate you guys. If they want to say something.
I want to wish all the birthdays a happy birthday. Christopher and Michael, and of course, Barbara, I love you, and we miss you here. I want to give a special happy birthday to Vinny. I'm so nervous right now. When I told you that I wanted to switch, or I was thinking of wanting to switch from overnight PF to daytime PF, you made that happen, and that changed my life forever right now. It changed my life, and you have been my biggest cheerleader the whole entire way. You listen to me, you teach me, there's so many things I want to say. I'm just so grateful for you, and you make me excited to wake up every morning and come to work. I'm so grateful to work here and be with you every day. So thank you. Love you.
I just want to say happy birthday to all the everybody that's taking cakes. Barbara, Michael, Chris, and Vinny. I just want to say happy birthday. You were my counselor. I knew you from a long time ago, and you know, we were friends, but we weren't that close. But we grew close as you being my counselor and then my guide and just to learning more about myself. Man, you're my inspiration. I freaking love you, dude.
Yeah.
That's it.
Hi, my name is Jessica. And I'm grateful for this community. I'm Vincent's mom. And I mean, just standing in line right now, I didn't know what I was going to say. I have a fear of public speaking. But I knew for the last 6 years I wanted to come up here, and I hadn't. And just in line, this young girl turned to me, "Are you Vincent's mom?" And I said, "Yes." She goes, "I love him. He's my boss. And he's the most amazing person in the world." And so, I don't know, I just have to thank you guys so much. Like, the people that come here, the people that work here, that gave him the tools, that accepted him year after year, and it's my life. And I'm so grateful for all of you. And happy birthday to everybody else.
Hi, I'm Clea. I'm a grateful member of this community.
Hi, I'm Cole. I'm a grateful member of this community.
Just wanted to come up here and give us a very happy birthday to all the birthdays, but especially Christopher H., our fellow marathon runner, film group during that time. I am just so grateful to have you as a friend. Honestly, I don't see you as much anymore, but the last time I was here, you were kind of like my trudging buddy during that time, and you really motivate me, and you've always given me the most amazing advice. And I'm just so insanely proud of you, and I'm so proud of you that you're still running and all those beautiful things. And happy birthday, Vinny, too. And Michael, and Barbara, everyone else. Okay.
Chris, you were my first friend here. When you found out I was Jesse's cousin, you were okay being really hard on me, and I appreciate that a lot. You still owe me quite a few crossword games because you abandoned us and left us for bigger and better things, but I understand. Happy birthday to Vinny, Michael, and Barbara as well, and Shabbat Shalom.
Hello, my name is Stella, and I love an alcoholic, and I love addicts. I just want to say happy birthday to Vinny, who has been so important to my two children. Both of them are pretty hard cases. I was really grateful how you befriended my son. He's not an easy person to befriend, and it takes a special person to make him feel like he has a friend. And I know we felt that with you. I also want to congratulate my daughter, Sarah. I didn't get to speak on her birthday because there were so many people lined up to say how wonderful she is. And in 30 seconds, I need to say that this girl has completely changed my life because I get to recover too. We get to recover too, family members, because I was deeply affected, and I'm still affected by this disease. I see people come and go. I try not to be jaded about sobriety. I've been around programs since around 1985 with my first husband, and I've seen a lot of stuff. People lie, people die. But I just want to say that everyone here today, I'm really grateful that we can spend this moment right now. We are all together right now in this whole world. So I just want to say peace and love, and thank you.
It's a lot of gratitude, folks. It's a beautiful thing. Let's get the opportunity to hear from our birthdays. Thank you to everyone who shared their gratitude, and now we get to hear from our birthdays. So first up, let's hear from Christopher. Christopher, come on up.
All right, I'm Christopher. I'm a grateful member of this community. If I miss any names, I'm sorry. I love you all. I honestly could spend hours just talking about everybody I've come into contact here and give a specific reason about why you helped me hold on and stay and get to this year. And if I forget you, you can come up to me after, and I'm selling slots for next year's speech. But first, First, I want to thank my parents. I've tested your patience for the better part of 2 decades, and you continue to bless me with love and support. Without it, I wouldn't be here. You helped instill a belief in me early on that I am capable as I dared to dream. So I reached constantly, sometimes too high. I fell often, but you caught me, and never once was I made to feel like I had to stop reaching. Thank you for letting me believe the only thing that can hold me back is me. Next, I want to thank everybody at BTS who's been a part of this journey. Special shout out to my treatment team, Brady, Rabbi Jade, my therapist Taylor, my first counselor Vinny, Jesse for the film internship and his unparalleled leadership, Laura for the space to sing and yell and cry in the choir, the lovely Jess Fischel for the opportunity to speak through the prevention program, which was one of the best things I did here. And it was my first taste in feeling like I had something to offer besides my boyish charm and rugged good looks. Honestly, I can spend hours shouting out everybody here, and it wouldn't be enough. I am forever grateful, and of course, I can't forget my Freedom Song cast. I love you guys so much. To my sponsor, Scott, I look up to you not just because you've got a couple inches on me, but because you are the change you want to see. A shining example of how the program of AA can give you a life beyond your wildest dreams. Scott, thank you. I'm so lucky to have you. I'm so lucky to have your guidance, and Baruch Hashem that you live just a few houses down from my parents. To the residents, thank you. From the bottom of my hopelessly sappy heart, your feedback gave me the courage to love and accept myself again, and just as importantly, to forgive myself. When I started to forgive, I started to be here, present. I found myself in moments. This community gave me space to sift through the wreckage, the bad decisions, the self-pity, the self-loathing, and lingering toxic sludge in my mind, body, and soul, so I could find the parts of myself that I had lost. I don't know if I'm grateful to be an alcoholic, because I know I wouldn't have picked this path, but I am so grateful for my life. I am grateful I had the luxury to hit bottom and be able to climb back up after. I'm grateful that I still get to dream, that I still get to blur the line between hope and delusion, because honestly, I don't want to live in a world where I can't wish upon a star and see my dreams come true. A year ago, I was open to the process, but unsure what I really hoped for out of this experience. It wasn't that I didn't think I could stay sober, it was that I wasn't sure I wanted to. When I left BTS the first time, everyone urged me, including Vinny, a lot, Vinny, to stay, and also Rabbi Joseph. Rabbi Joseph kept telling me, Christopher, don't leave before the miracle happens, but I did. And it took over a year of wandering to end up back in a place where I was ready to change the narrative once again. A couple weeks before I came back, while saying my goodbyes to the bottle, so to speak, I called Rabbi Joseph. Yes, I was a little drunk, but I was reaching for something. He didn't recognize the number, and he asked who it was. I said, it's Christopher. He lit up. He said, how you doing? And I started crying. I said, Rabbi, I left before the miracle happened. I don't remember everything that was said after that, but I was ready to sit still. And I've learned that maybe healing isn't about getting somewhere, but perhaps it's about staying, holding on, sitting still, and feeling. Sometimes feeling really hard, and I sat still long enough this time. It's not a miracle to me that I got a year sober. The miracle is that I want to stay sober. That I'm willing to fight for my sobriety. That I'm no longer chasing the exit, but working to hold the seat I've earned at this table. That every morning I wake up and choose presence over escape. So to all the residents, to all the people in this room tonight, to the staff, to all the people in the room all the other nights, to my sponsor, to my beautiful parents, I just want to say, in the immortal words of Jackie Wilson, your love keeps on lifting me higher and higher. Thank you.
Thank you, Christopher. Next up, we have Michael for 1 year.
I'm Michael, grateful member of this community. Wow, it's a lot of people here tonight. Dang, Chris, it's gonna be definitely hard to follow that. I wrote something, but I want to speak from the heart. I love this place. It saved my life. I was dying of alcoholism. I was drinking way too much, about a handle a day or more, and other substances. At 30, around 30, 31, I was diagnosed with cirrhosis as a young man, and was basically dying in a hospital bed. And I just kept going. I tore my esophagus, I started bleeding into my stomach, all kinds of bad stuff. And I finally got the gift of desperation that got me here. And thankfully, I had some people along the way that got me here. Bradley, first of all, you called me in detox. I think it was your day off, if I'm not mistaken. And you convinced me, and asked me if I was ready. And you had everything planned. You got me here, and I love you for that. And then once I got here, I had a great team. I had Bridie, I had Zach, I had the whole squad of people that are here. Thank you, everybody. Especially, Zach and Bridie. Bridie, you were a big light in my life while I was here, going through everything. Parents were getting divorced. My sister died. My birth brother died. Everything was pretty shitty, and my health was horrible. But I got better. I'm sober a year now, and I was given a huge gift. I'm healthier. I'm working again. Another shitty thing, our house burned down in the fire, and I lost all of my tools that I use for work. This place gave me a grant of money to buy tools so I can get back on my feet. If you're here, if you're new, stay. The miracle is real. I don't think about drinking at all anymore. I don't have the yearning. I feel so happy with myself in general that I don't need to escape. And I found that here, and through community and good people and the staff here. Especially, the donors. When everything got hard financially, I was here private pay at first, and then the donors took over. When the house burned down, they let me stay here. My dad was able to move into my place, and I was able to stay here and stay better and stay being a part of this community, which I full-heartedly love. I love everyone in here. So that's pretty much all I got. I'm just so thankful to have been able to get that gift of desperation and come here, or I wouldn't be standing here. I'd probably be dead by now. So thank you.
Thank you, Michael. Vincent for 6 years.
My name is Vincent. I'm a grateful member of this community. And Rabbi Matt Shapiro was my spiritual advisor the first time I was here.
Didn't work.
And I failed because of following his direction. He's like, you might be able to smoke meth like a gentleman. I tried it. 7 years later, No, he was excellent. And I feel even more honored that my old, spiritual advisor now is like a published author, Jewish Journal. Yeah, I'm brimming with gratitude. I got my mom and stepdad. My dad is partner Monique, my beautiful wife. And God, I just feel so pro-social. I love being here with them. Jamie's bringing another life into this planet. I like to say we're both pregnant. Obviously, she is. But God, I just want to share. I want to talk. I want to connect. And I think I was just going from being so antisocial when I got here. And I like to explain that through, you know, being a tweaker, dope, just the addiction. But really, I don't know why I was like that, you know? I don't know what the conditions were that brought that about. But I did not like talking to people. I was not a good storyteller. I'm still not that good of a storyteller. But to be where I'm at now feels like I just feel so indebted to Beit Yeshuva. I'm so indebted to the, you know, AA. There's so many people here that lifted me up when I didn't know how to stand, you know? And I feel that sounds cheesy, but there's so much beauty in every moment here, and it takes so much effort to co-create every one of those moments here, you know, from people who are working in development, people in the fucking, you know, PF office, everyone in management, all of the wonderful counselors over there. It takes so much, everyone on the spiritual team, music, that it takes so much vigor and so much patience. I am just honored to be someone who gets to help create these beautiful moments, you know, and I think I feel grateful, you know, and I know my family's grateful, and yeah, Jamie, I love you so much. You are literally my best friend. Yeah, I'm gonna love you forever. If you leave, I will find you. Yeah. This is a reference from a movie, yeah, thank you. Love everyone.
Love you, Vinny. All right, Barbara. 25 years.
Hi, my name is Barbara, and I'm a grateful member of this community. So if you came up to me when I first got here and said happy birthday and tried to talk to me and I was a little discombobulated or distracted, I apologize. And the reason is that I came in and I went to hug Sarah and she said, look over there, look over there. And my family showed up here tonight from New Jersey. My sister and her 2 daughters from New Jersey, and my brother from Santa Rosa, California, who I just left yesterday. See you in September. And I was speechless. And this is what you can get. This is what you can get from this program. My hands are shaking. I've come up here every year for 25 years. And a lot of times I've said the same thing, and I don't care. So I might say the same thing again. I was a chronic relapser, not every couple of weeks or months, but for years. I would get some sobriety, and then I would go out, and then I would come back years later, and back and forth, and back and forth, and I did that for almost 20 years. And I went to a bunch of rehabs, and I stayed sober, and then I sponsored people, and I did the steps, and blah, 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 and then I relapsed for all sorts of really stupid reasons. I ended up moving from New Jersey to here, and I got arrested because I was a smart drug addict, and I was forging my own prescriptions, and I got caught, and I spent the summer of 2000 in Twin Towers jail. I also took all these people through that tornado. You know, they talk about that tornado in the big book of Alcoholics Anonymous. It's not just about me, it's all those people around you that you drag through all the shit. And I did. And you know what? They just stayed, and they stayed and supported me. And there were times when we took some breaks from each other, but they were always there. They were just always there, and I knew that. And I got here, and I still wasn't even sure I was gonna do this thing, I got visited in jail by Carrie Newman, and she said, oh, come to Beit Shuvah. And I said, you know. And she said, well, really, it's, you know, not going to cost you anything because we have these amazing donors. And I was like, oh, I can't believe that. You know, my family's not going to give me a penny, nothing. And she said, no, 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 no. And so I came here in 2000, and the shift happened. I don't know, there's a whole bunch of spiritual experiences that happened. I was the oldest person here. I learned more about tattoos and piercings than I ever wanted to know. But I was the house monitor. In this house, you could eat off the floor. So it was clean. Anyway, there was a shift because I kind of rediscovered my Judaism. My family wasn't super Jewish, but I realized from all the years of going in and out of the program and then coming here that Judaism and the steps of AA were really similar. You know, do the next right thing, make amends, be one grain of sand better every day. And the shift happened here. It was just time. And I was sick and tired of being sick and tired. You know, I was sick of waking up sick. I was sick of having to run and go and do, and I kept my job. I was a functional addict, and I was tired of, oh, I got to go run an errand, and I had to go get something because I didn't want to be sick. And I sat in my apartment in Hollywood for years and in Redondo Beach. You know, I had a party, me, myself, and I, and it was miserable. And my family knew it, and they just waited. You know, they waited. And I will tell this again. I've told it a million times, but my dad, when I got here, was not talking to me. And when he finally did start talking to me again, he said, well, I don't know if you've got it this time because you haven't lost everything. You still have your apartment, you still have a car, and I don't know that you've hit your bottom. And I went down to Rabbi Mark's office and I said, is this true? Like, what's going to happen? And he said, you don't have to be at the bottom of your hole to stop digging. Ooh, that was one. And then I turned 50 while I was here. And I went down to Harriet's office. She was my therapist, and I was whining. I was like, wow, I can't believe I'm in treatment. I'm 50 years old. What's going to happen to me? And she looked at me with that Harriet face and said, and now you have the second half of your life to live. And boy, was she right. I have a life worth living, a life that I want to be remembered by. And I have friends, and I have my family. I can't even put it into words. And I got to work here for 18 years, 18 amazing years. Ups and downs and ins and outs and all sorts of stuff. Oh, time? I got to work with the most amazing staff. The people that are here tonight, you know who you are. My person, Nicole, when you worked here, and my two work husbands, Sergio and Zach. I love you. And everybody else, I can't name everybody because they're going to, you know, put the music on. And I love my family. I love you all. And Bruce, who I met here, and we're still together, I love you madly. And the best thing about him is that he makes me laugh no matter what. And that is just awesome. Anyway, thanks for sharing my birthday.
All right, folks, if you love somebody who's got a birthday tonight, come on up. Let's sing to them, huh?
Birthdays, Vinny. Barbara.
You got everyone? Yeah. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Christopher, Michael, Vinny, and Barbara. Happy birthday to you. Keep
All right, my friends, I'm going to take us through this next part with a little bit of a skip in our step because it's a touch later than usual, but we're so grateful to be celebrating with everybody tonight. First of all, we are grateful to our Shabbat sponsors, to Christopher's parents, to Jamie and Michael for sponsoring in honor of Vinny, to the folks who sponsored in honor of Barbara. And if you want to help us sponsor Shabbat to make all this groovy stuff happening, you can always find Sarah or any member of our synagogue team for helping us to make that happen. Couple of quick announcements beyond that. I never like saying this, but the high holidays are coming. So if you are going to be joining Beit Tshuva for High Holidays, you can scan that QR code. You can go on the website. More info will no doubt be getting sent your way over the coming weeks. A couple of slightly different Shabbat services coming up. 2 weeks from tonight, there will be a combined congregation Shabbat with Temple of the Arts Beverly Hills here. And the week after that, there will be a Shabbat on the shore over at Will Rogers State Beach. So make sure to mark your calendars for those. The BTS Open Charity Golf Tournament is coming up in about a month and a half. Save a life with every swing, September 15th. Registration is now open. And also want to mention that our spotlight tonight is of Nico S. That's a great picture. Looking good, Nico. That's a great picture. Don't miss. Read more about Nico. And by all means, if this is your first Shabbat with us, scan the QR code that's up there to let us know how you found us and to get more information. My friends, there's been a lot of celebrating tonight. We always take a moment in our services to recognize and remember those who are no longer with us, to hold them in our hearts and in our memories. So I'll just first read out the yard sites. They were marking the anniversaries of the deaths of Rosa DeLevy, Louis DeLevy, B. Burstein, Bernie Bergman, Sam Rosenwald, Sandra Meyer, Frank Fenton, Jeffrey Todd, Rhoda Ostfeld-Frommer, Eva Silverman, Sophia Spivak, Steve Warnick, Stanley A. Dunn, Richard Hernandez, Steve Katz, Gene Colton, Ronald D. Gempelson, Barry Robbins, Michael Moses, Quinn Yamron, Arthur Rothstein, Joseph Lawrence Applebaum, Roger Simon, Andrew Blair Colopy, Dorothy Gagerman, Lillian Libras, Sandy Larson, Jerry Chapnick, Samuel Weiss, Al Geffen, Evelyn Zager, Gabriel N. Walensky, Meredith Baskin, Todd M. Rosenberg, and Rivka Perlman. I'll ask if you're remembering someone tonight as I come around. You can feel free to share the name of the person or people that you are remembering.
My dad, Bernie Bergman, friend Randy Eden.
If you see someone standing alone, please make sure and stand next to them, so no one should mourn alone here. And if you're remembering someone, you can say, Yit Gadal, V'yit Gadash, Shemei Rabbah. Be'alma divrach hirute v'yamlich malchute b'chayechon uvyomechon uvchaye dechol beit Yisrael ba'gala uvizman kariv v'imru amen Yehi shmei rabam varach leolam lomei omaya Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitba'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh V'yitadar, v'yitale, v'yitalal, shemed kudsha brechu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechamata, damiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu yaseh shalom. Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. May the one who grants peace and wholeness in the heavens grant us a measure of peace and wholeness here on earth. And we say together, amen. The last thing I'll say before we wrap up is just a tremendous amount of gratitude for everyone who took part and helped lead tonight's services, all of our folks who help us on the tech side, the band, Cantor Nate, our congregation staff, all of our board members and donors, all of the residents. It really takes everybody to make this all happen. And I just want to say that tonight was a full night, and I mean that not only in terms of the number of things that were happening, there was a lot happening, but full just in the emotion of it, that there was a lot of joy, that there was some tears, right? It was really the full gamut of what we can experience, and I think that that's a true blessing to be able to have shared the fullness of that together. So thank you, everyone, for what you brought to making that happen.
Thank you, Rabbi Matt, for leading a wonderful service. Always feels very comfortable with you, so thank you so much. All right, let's end with a little peace. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ose shalom bimromav, yaseh shalom aleinu, v'yal kol Yisrael, v'yal kol Yodvei Tevel, v'imru amen. Ose shalom bimromav, yaseh shalom aleinu, v'yal kol Yisrael, v'yal kol Yodvei Tevel, v'imru amen. Yai la lai 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 lai, yai lai 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 lai, ya la lai 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 lai, ya la lai la 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 lai lai, yai la lai 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 lai, yai lai 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 lai, ya la lai 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 lai, ya la lai la 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 lai lai. Ose shalom bimromav, yaseh shalom aleinu, v'yal kol Yisrael, v'yal kol Yodvei Tevel, v'imru amen. All right, 2 more blessings. Please rise. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam המוציא לחם מן הארץ. Amen. Good Shabbos, everyone.
Good Shabbos.